So it's been roughly a month since I rebuilt this engine, and last updates will be in the description down below. But in this time I've been looking for all the teething phases and all the minor things that I can do to look after this vehicle. And I noticed that a couple of days ago that there were certain intermittent power dips, and that only can come from the battery apart from the alternator. So I'm going to address that now. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. A few days ago Justin replaced the battery in his F30, and that got me interested to replace the battery on my E90. And I'm going to show you guys the easy way to do it. A lot of people have struggles to do it, and I'm going to show you guys the easy way. So let's get started. To get access to the battery, all you're going to do is you're going to open up this battery box cover, pull it out, and set it aside. Now the challenging part about this is not only do we have the body bracing for the battery compartment, but you also have the distribution board. Now a lot of people don't know the trick on how to get this out, and I'm going to show you guys how to get it out. Now you're probably thinking, why am I replacing the battery? It looks so new. The reason why I'm changing this battery temporarily is the battery that I have in the car right now is an 80 amp hour battery. Now I've been using this type of batteries for a long time, and just recently, I think it was last year in 2021, I upgraded to a 90 amp hour battery, and that has been working a lot better. Now you're thinking as well, why did I replace it? Well, circumstances I needed to chop and change batteries around to get into a different vehicle, so I'm just using this on a back burner for now. So yeah, I am going to replace this with a 90 amp hour battery, and I'm going to show you guys now. It is temporary until I get a brand new battery, which will come down the line. Also in this video, I'm not going to do any battery registration or coding, because this is just a temporary situation like I mentioned. Plus I know that the alternator is not running 100%. Like I mentioned in a couple of videos before, it takes some time for the alternator to kick in. So once I get that sorted out, then I will do a new battery replacement plus battery registration as well. To do this the easy way, all you're going to use is a 10mm and a 13mm socket. That's all you're going to basically use, with a ratchet of course, to get all of this out. The 10mm is for the main terminals, which is found here and here, as well as the retention block brackets, which are here so that the battery doesn't move in place, to remove the actual body bracing, as well as you need a flat screwdriver here to lift out these metal tabs to pull the distribution board out. That will do once we take all of the cabling out. A quick tip before we actually do anything, I would like to just take a flathead screwdriver or whatever, something that you have like you can, and just lock the boot latch itself. That way, if you have to close the boot without anything connected, the boot will not lock or latch down. Now the tool set that I'm going to be using is this 46-piece 1/4 inch socket set. I will leave links in the description if I can find any to something similar to this. But what you're going to use, basically all you're going to need is the 1/4 inch ratchet, the extension, and the 10 and the 13mm sockets. So I'm just going to leave that back in place for now and use it once needed. So I'm going to start off with the number 10s, and let's get started with that. I'm going to start off with the body brace first, to get the main part, the main big things out of the way. So we're going to start off by removing the negative terminal, which is here. Just loosen that up and set that aside. While we're at it, we can remove the retention block, and undo that, and you can undo it by hand. Once that's done, you can set that aside, and you can pull the battery a little bit forward to get a little bit extra space. Thereafter, you can remove the vent hose, which is here, and set that aside as well. The distribution board we can get to, the 13mm, which is here, which is why you need the 13 in the first place. Once that's done, you can remove the power cable and set it aside. In the distribution board, we have these cables here, which are held on by a little clip. I'm not too sure if you can actually see it, but right here there's this clip. All you can do is just press it down with your finger, and you can see it's acting, and just pull that out. Same with the other side. Once that's done, you can take the power cable and just leave it, set it aside for a bit, just so you have enough space to get the battery out. And remember that flat screwdriver that you used earlier? You're going to use the same thing to release these on the side here, the metal, and then you're going to have to use your hands to lift out the plastic holder that grips onto the battery. But before we do that, there's another 13mm, I believe, which is here. So you can disconnect this as well from the main terminal. So once that's done, the distribution board should be free, and all you have to do is lift it up off the battery. Easy enough. Then you just have your number 10, which is here, as well as your IBS sensor, which connects to the positive terminal. So I'm going to take the number 10 again and remove the positive terminal out. With that disconnected, you can set it aside, and you should have lots more clearance to remove your battery. So as you guys can see, this is the battery that came out of the vehicle. It's a 12 volt class A, which is a 90 amp hour battery, which I was soon corrected, but this is only 630 amps. So yeah, as you guys can see, this is the battery I'm going to be putting in for the car temporarily. It's a 90 amp hour battery, 12 volt 800 amp battery, so it's about 170 amps more than the battery that I have now, which should make a difference in the long run. But like I said, this is only temporary until I get a brand new battery. While we have the battery out of place, I just want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to those battery mounts. There's a lot of holes that are here, and this is basically to cater for any type of battery, whether it's the battery from there to there or up till here, which is generally the size that I'm going to be using right now, which is up till here. The original BMW battery fits into this hole, which is here, because it's a slightly smaller battery, but it has the full capacity. They also have all of these ridges, which is where the battery will sit into, and the main one here is where the battery will slide in to lock in place. So I just want to show you guys that before we put the new battery in. Okay, with the battery now installed, we're going to do the complete reverse of what we did earlier to install this battery in. So I'm start with the positive end first, and then I will do the negative last. So let's get started with that. And I know a lot of people are going to notice in the comments, this vent hose for this battery does not have a port on this end, but it has the port on this end, which is the negative end, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, seeing that the vent to the outside of the vehicle is right here. If I do happen to have problems with it, I will let you guys know in a later update, but for now I'm just going to do it like this. Like I said, this is all temporary until I get the proper battery for this car. Okay, so start with the terminal first, and start with the number 10, and now we're just going to tighten. You want to make sure that this terminal is nice and tight, otherwise you do run the risk of it coming loose while driving and you'll have no power to the vehicle whatsoever. So somewhere there should be fine. You'll be able to figure it out once you tighten it. Now we can start with the distribution board. Oh, before we forget, the IBS sensor, which fits onto the terminal right here. You'll see it has this gold pin that it only fits in one way, so that part's taken care of. Now for the distribution board, it only goes in one end, in one way. Once that's there, you can lock it into place with these, and that's how you know it's not going anywhere. You want it to sit nice and flush, and you're done for here. Now we can start installing. So it's your number 13 here, and you want them to be nice and snug Don't over tighten them, or you could run the risk in stripping the threads or breaking the metal that's it actually makes it out of. So that's more than enough. And then close the tab, and then you can start connecting from one end. Now as for which plugs goes in where, they're all labeled. The thicker one goes into the second port, the thinner one goes into the first port, and the rest of them are all color coded. If your vehicle does not have them, do not worry about it. And I can install number 13 for the main power, which is on this end here. This goes to the front end of your car to where you are able to boost your battery, to jump start your car from here. That's nice and tight. Close up. Making sure everything is tight. Okay, we're good to go. Now I'm just going to scoot it back into place. So that's taken care of. But right there is where it is, where the locking block is going to go. For the distribution block, for the battery holder, it normally has a metal washer which is here, but you can use a rubber o-ring so that it doesn't move if you do not have the metal washer. I'm just gonna push this through and hand tighten it till I can feel it taking thread. And then I can use the ratchet afterwards. Once that's tight, you can move the battery to make sure it's fully secure, which it is, and thereafter you can install the negative terminal. Once you're done, that spark means it's good. That means everything is working fine. It has power to the vehicle now, and I'm just gonna nip this tight so it doesn't undo itself. It's more than enough. And last but not least, the battery the body mount. So we have here and there. We have one number 10mm here. And one here. With all that taken care of, what you want to do now is to unlock the trunk. That's how you know that everything is working fine there. Now I'm going to start the car. You will notice beforehand, before we do anything, that the timer and everything is gone. So you just need to reset the time, which I will do off camera once I'm done. It will pop up a time error. So I'm just going to start this vehicle now, turn the ignition on. So you notice the time is gone. I'm going to start the car. So there you have it, guys. That's the quickest and easiest way I can explain to you guys on how to remove and reinstall a new battery in the E90 the easy way without having to fiddle around with the distribution board. So if you found this video informative, please do give it a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe if you're new. So I'll see you guys in the next video with an update on the vehicle complete after the engine rebuild, as well as some other custom stuff that I have coming for this car coming soon. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy your day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.